trusting what he said. I remarried a younger man, hoping for happiness for both me and my daughter, but he didn't keep his promises and didn't treat either of us well. One day, my daughter was hurt and had to go to the emergency room. I quickly called my husband. "Please come to the hospital," I begged. But he said no. "I'm at my mom's birthday party. I don't care about someone else's kid." And then he hung up. But this moment changed everything for him. The next day, he lost it all. "My name is Rachel, and I'm 35 years old. I work in an office, and my family is made up of my husband, Mark, who is 5 years younger than me, and my 7-year-old daughter, Lily. Mark and I have been married for almost 2 years. Some people might notice that Lily is 7 and we've only been married 2 years. That's because Mark and I remarried. Lily is my daughter from my first marriage. My first husband was a kind man who loved me and Lily, but then he passed away in a car accident. I was devastated, and I wasn't sure how to keep going. If it hadn't been for Lily, I might have followed my husband. My parents and my older brother's family helped me through it. Eventually, I began to heal and met Mark through work. He told me he liked me. "Rachel, I really like you. Please think about dating me with marriage in mind," he said. I was surprised. Mark was outgoing and friendly. I liked him too, but I didn't expect him to confess. At first, I turned him down. Mark is a bit unreliable, but he also made me feel protective. Plus, he was younger and I had a daughter, so I didn't think of him as a romantic partner. But Mark didn't give up. "I'm great with kids, I'll be a good father to Lily, and I'll make both of you happy," he said. His persistence made me start to soften. I had been worried that Lily might need a new father, so I decided to introduce Mark to Lily. They played together, and Lily really liked him. Maybe Mark can help heal the hurt from losing my husband, I thought, and with that in mind, I decided to marry him. However, there were some worries too. It had to do with Mark's relationship with his mother. He lost his father when he was young and was raised by his single mother. That's why he tried to comfort Lily, who was sad about losing her father, by saying, "I understand how you feel." Mark had once told me, "I'm really thankful to my mom for raising me alone. I feel like I need to take care of her." At first, that might sound like a sweet story of how much he loves his mom, but something didn't sit right with me. When Mark is with his mom, he acts like a spoiled child, always sticking close to her and smiling. His mom also treats him like a little boy. On the other hand, he's distant toward me and Lily. It seemed like my mother-in-law didn't like that I was older and that Lily was my daughter from a previous marriage. One time, I overheard her whispering, "Mark could have found a better wife," and it made me feel sad. Even though I was worried about my mother-in-law, we didn't live with her, so I thought Mark would prioritize our family after we got married. That's what I hoped. But my hopes were crushed. After we married, Mark showed his lazy side. Even though we both worked, he did nothing at home and left everything to me. If I asked, he'd help, but he'd complain, saying things like, "I'm tired," or "Isn't housework the wife's job?" Even though Lily is still young, she helps with chores around the house, but Mark rarely spends time with her. On weekends, he just stays home playing games or watching boat racing on his computer while gambling. When Lily asks him to play, he answers coldly with, "I'm busy," or "Go play with mom." Lily, who used to like Mark, started to pull away from him. Plus, Mark is terrible with money. He spends his paycheck quickly on gaming, gambling, and drinking. There's hardly anything left for household expenses. I've been saving money for Lily's future since I can't count on Mark. I'm the only one making sure there's money for her. Mark is also very picky about food. Like a child, he refuses to eat vegetables, only eating fish and meat. Even if I chop vegetables into small pieces and hide them in his meals, he pushes them away. Since Lily is growing and needs proper nutrition, I can't just keep giving Mark his favorite meats. When we argue about it, Mark storms off to his mom's house. It's crazy that he acts like a child over something so small. I was shocked by how immature he was. One day, a few hours after Mark went to his parents' house, I got a call from my mother-in-law. Instead of supporting me, she ended up defending Mark. "It looks like Mark cares more about me, his mother, than you, his wife," she said. "He even prefers my cooking. For someone like Mark, who's in his prime working years, meat and fish are more important than vegetables. I don't eat vegetables either. You should be able to manage something as simple as that." I realized Mark's picky eating habits probably came from his mother. She's always let him eat whatever he wanted, probably because she loves him so much. But there's a limit to how much a parent should spoil their child. Since we got married, I've been frustrated with Mark doing whatever he wants. Divorce crossed my mind, but I felt stuck, especially after already remarrying. Looking back now, I should have kicked him out right away, but I didn't, and things only got worse. When Lily turned 7, she started taking piano lessons. She loved music and made lots of friends, but one day, something awful happened. I had a lot to do the day before, so I was running late for her class. I had urgent work from my boss, and I was working from home. Usually, I walk to her lessons, but that wasn't fast enough. I don't have a car, but Mark does. I asked him to drive Lily to her piano class, but he refused. No, I don't want to, he said, looking annoyed. It's too much trouble. Why does it matter if you miss one class? Just tell them she can take a break. I tried to explain. It's not just about missing one class. If you can't drive, can I borrow your car? I'll bring it back right away. No way, he replied. I'd be in trouble if my car, bought with my money, gets damaged. Plus, today's my mom's birthday, and I'm busy getting ready to go to her house. I suggested, why don't you take Lily to her class first? There's no time limit on celebrating your mom's birthday. But he wouldn't hear it. I want to go to my parents' house and be the first one there. I didn't buy that car to drive someone else's kid around. The way he referred to Lily as someone else's kid really upset me. Even though he married me promising to be a father to her, when it was inconvenient for him, he treated her like she didn't matter. Mark and I argued for a while, and Lily, sensing the tension between us, tried to stop the fight before it got worse. Mom, it's okay, I'll run there, please don't fight with Dad, Lily said. Seeing the worry on Lily's face, I was shocked. We shouldn't argue in front of kids. I felt bad for her, and most of all, I felt sad that she was worried about us. Mark just scoffed and quickly left. Later, I got a call from the police. I rushed to pick up the phone, only to hear that there had been a traffic accident. I quickly drove to the scene and arrived just as Lily was being loaded into an ambulance. I rushed to check on her and found her pale and barely awake. Lily, stay strong, please, don't leave me, don't go. I held her hand and shouted at her, but she didn't respond. It felt like a nightmare. My first husband had died in a car accident, and now my daughter too. I got into the ambulance with Lily, and we headed to the nearest hospital. I tried calling Mark, but he didn't pick up. I couldn't wait any longer, so I called my parents, my brother, and his wife, and they all rushed to the hospital. The doctor told me that Lily had hit her head and was unconscious. The situation was critical. The image of my late ex-husband, who had also died in a car accident, flashed through my mind. I felt like I was about to collapse, but my brother was there to support me. Finally, I reached Mark on the phone. Hey, what do you want? You keep calling, it's annoying, Mark said, sounding angry. I didn't care about his tone. Please come to the hospital right now. Lily's in a car accident. We're at a hospital near our house, I begged. Then came the most shocking words. Why are you calling me for something so stupid? Don't bother me, Mark replied coldly. What's wrong with you? Lily's in danger, I said, feeling desperate. So what? I'm at my mom's birthday party. I'm busy giving her presents. I don't care about your kid. You figure it out, he said, then hung up. I couldn't believe it. I always knew Mark wasn't great, but to completely dismiss Lily's life like that, I would never forgive him. I was filled with rage. As I was burning with anger, my brother grabbed my shoulder. That's when I saw that both my brother and my parents were furious too. It was the first time I'd ever seen them this angry. Rachel, does he always treat you like this? My brother asked. I was shocked when I realized I had left the phone on speaker. Mark's cruel words were heard by everyone in the room, and my parents were visibly angry. There was no hiding it anymore. I told my parents and my brother's family everything, and they were furious. You should divorce him, they said. I agree. How can he say such heartless things when Lily's in such a dangerous situation? I replied. Thankfully, after intense treatment, Lily's life was saved, her condition improved, and a few hours later, she was able to speak, which made me breathe a sigh of relief. My parents and my brother's family also felt relieved. The next day, Mark was acting as if nothing had happened, even humming a tune, but when he saw my parents and my brother's family gathered in the living room and my sister-in-law looking after Lily at the hospital, his smile quickly disappeared. I took the lead and spoke up. Did you enjoy your mom's birthday party? I asked him. It was okay, Mark replied, sounding uncomfortable as he looked around. I didn't pay attention to his discomfort and got straight to the point. We're getting a divorce. Please sign these papers. We'll let the lawyers handle the details, I said. Mark looked pale at my words. My brother spoke up next. Mark, I'm really disappointed in you. I trusted you to take care of my sister, and you've neglected both her and Lily. Mark's face darkened even more. Actually, my brother is Mark's boss at work. While my brother had been kind to him because of our marriage, that was no longer the case. If my brother decided to cut him off, Mark's career would be ruined. Also, the house we live in belongs to my parents. They gave it to me as a gift when I remarried, so Mark had no legal rights to it. If we divorced, he would have to leave. Mark realized the situation was bad, and he broke into a cold sweat. Then he suddenly kneeled and begged. Rachel, I'm so sorry. I've taken advantage of your kindness. I don't want a divorce. I'll change and treat you and Lily better. Please don't leave me, he pleaded. Watching him beg didn't affect me at all. I just thought he was making a fool of himself. I've tried to make things work, but you've done whatever you wanted without caring. You treated Lily poorly, and when she was in danger, you chose your mom's birthday party over her. I can't forgive you for that. I'll never forgive you for putting her life in danger. Your mother, who allowed this behavior, is just as guilty, I added. What good is your apology now? You've lied to me and done whatever you wanted. I can't trust you anymore, I said firmly. Mark kept begging, but I was done. All you care about is your position. I can't keep living with someone who doesn't care about his daughter. Don't come near me or Lily again. Mark cried and begged, but my family and I just watched him coldly. After that, Mark and I got divorced. Since there was no cheating, I didn't ask for alimony. I also kicked him out of the house. Word spread at work, and people started calling him a mama's boy. He was looked down upon by everyone. Unable to handle the shame, Mark quit his job. He went back to his parents' house, but his unhealthy habits caught up with him. Both he and his mom got sick. They're barely getting by on her savings, but it's almost gone. Mark is now working multiple part-time jobs, but because of his illness, he can't keep them for long. Mark, scared about his future, begged me to take him back, but I refused. Lily and I are now living a peaceful life, thanks to the support of my parents, brother, and sister-in-law. Lily, who is now out of the hospital, is smiling more. I'll keep working hard to make sure she stays happy.